Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me. We are here again for our Week 4 picks video, the video where I come back every week and tell you who I like on the spread and on the over-under. Here's some warnings for you, and I say this every week. The NFL is hard to beat, probably the hardest sport to beat, and so I am never going to force any picks or tell you to blindly tail me. I want you to use me as a bit of information and maybe even, dare I say, a bit of entertainment as you look for the games and maybe some potential angles this week. I actually had a fantastic comment last week, and I want to bring this into the light because I do think it has some real true merit. Darkwing Duck It Up says, stake based on subjective confidence in unquantified edges. I'm not optimistic about that approach to risk management, but I'm curious to see how it shakes out for you long term. In other words, what he's saying is you don't have a model, right? You don't have something where you can quantify your edge. You're using subjective confidence. You're using a handicapping method. And he's right, okay? There are things like college football where I am working to develop a model, which we talked about on a video last week. But for NFL, it's a very hard sport to model because of the lack of sample size, the way teams have so much turnover year in and year out. So yes, these videos, okay, I know I'm fighting a losing battle, but that's why we're here. That's why we're tracking it. We're just trying to have a little fun. I'm always going to tell you how I feel about my picks from the bottom of my heart, and I'm also going to track every pick. And so far, by golly, we're not doing too bad. Last week we went 12-4 on totals. Unfortunately, though, my two highest confidence picks both lost, which is truly unfortunate. On the year, we're 63-50. You don't care about all that. The point is, overall in spreads, we're 56.5% win percentage. On totals, we're hitting about 60% of the time. So if you blindly took all spreads and all totals, you would be up, you would be profitable, which feels good to say after week 3. Let's talk about week 4, and I'm going to do this rather quickly. I know these videos are getting kind of long. I don't want to do that to you guys. Let's talk about Thursday. By golly, you're dead to me, Dallas. All right, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, go Giants. I'm taking Giants +6 at home, and I'll take the under 45.5. I don't know if this offense has any life in Malik Neighbors, as they showed last week against Cleveland. It could be that the Browns are just that bad, but nonetheless, a divisional matchup. They're typically played close. These teams know each other. I do think Dallas needs its get back this week and will play this game tough. They should come in and dominate, but I just don't know. And this is kind of a meme pick for me, honestly, because they've let me down so much. And I've said if they keep letting me down, I'm not going to pick them anymore. So that's why it's red. Dallas should win by 6, right? I don't know. All right, moving to Sunday at 1. I'm shocked by this line, truly. I was confused. I had to scratch my head. I had to wipe the crust out of my eyes and go get a pair of glasses to put on because the Saints are underdogs on the road at Atlanta, another divisional matchup. This defense for the New Orleans Saints is closer to the Atlanta Falcons than it is to Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. This Saints defense, who's playing the Atlanta Falcons, is closer to Pittsburgh than it is to Philly. What do I mean by that? The Saints are going to give Atlanta, I believe, more problems when Atlanta has the ball, so when the Saints are on defense, than did the Philadelphia Eagles, who they beat, right? It's been a weird kind of few weeks with these teams because we saw both of these teams have a matchup with the Eagles in the last 2 weeks. The Saints lose in the last minute. The Falcons win in the last minute. Both kind of went unlucky in the favor of opposite teams. I think this will be a close game. I know they kept it close against the Chiefs, but I just think the Saints are a stronger overall team, and I think the market I think it's undervaluing the Saints here after kind of a brutal loss last week. I still don't trust this Falcons offense. And I think it will see some big problems against the Saints defense. So those are my leans there. For the Rams and Bears, I'm getting trolled, right? Because I didn't like the line with the Saints, and now I'm really confused about the Rams. And the reason this is red on the +3 is because I feel crazy. What have the Bears proven to us? I mean, they played the Titans, the Texans, the Colts. They're 0-3. If they didn't have a crazy defensive second half against the Titans in week 1, this team has really not shown me much at all. The Rams have shown me that they can win while injured. They've shown resilience in every game they've played, except the game against the Cardinals where they got swatted. But against the 49ers and against the Lions, although they only won one of those games, they played tough and they played tight. And I think if you play tough and tight against the Bears, you come out ahead more times than you don't. So I like the +3. I also like the over 40.5. I think both of these teams can get 21, can score 3 touchdowns, and that'll push us over. Why is that on here twice, ladies and gentlemen? Why? Have I forgotten a game? We'll find out. It's too late to stop the video and restart. Are you kidding me? Minnesota and the Packers. Here's the deal. It's official. I'm getting trolled. Why are the 3 1 o'clock games in a row? Do I disagree with the line? I think the away team as the underdog is wrong. I think Jordan Love should return this week, but I don't know what that does to the Packers, as crazy as that sounds. Obviously, he is a more talented player than Malik Willis, but with Malik Willis in the game, they've had to resort to a certain style of offense, which I think suits this team well, and that's leaning on Josh Jacobs. Now, there is a path for them to continue to do that as they nurse Love back to full health, but I fear that maybe they try to open things up, and if Minnesota gets off to a strong lead, they have no choice but to open things up, and I think that gets away from what they have been trying to do these last few weeks. All right. This team hammered the Vikings, hammered the Giants, they hammered the Texans, and they beat the 49ers. I think the Vikings are for real. I think Sam Darnold is for real. Justin Jefferson practiced today. I think all is well on the injury front. I'll take them plus 2.5 on the road and the under. Although, like I said, with the red, there's no confidence there. Pittsburgh and the Colts, I'll take the Steelers minus 1.5, and I like the under here. The Steelers play ugly and win pretty. No other way to say it. They play very low scoring, very close games, but they get the job done. The Colts are kind of the same. They find ways to hang in games, but by golly, Anthony Richardson is about to be barbecue baked beans in this one. Okay, that's how I feel. He did not play. He has not played well all year. Why are they not running the read option? Why are they not giving the ball to Jonathan Taylor 65% of the plays? Anthony Richardson, if you go look up highlights, not highlights because you'll see the good stuff, watch this game and see if Anthony Richardson is making throws, because he was not against the Bears, and it was awful. Like I was about to phone a Joe Flacco, okay, and say, buddy, it's time for you to get off the bench, lace him up, and get out there and take this guy's spot, because it was ugly. Give me the Steelers, minus 1.5. Broncos and Jets. What am I? Is this recency bias? Is this me? Am I being foolish here? The Broncos go to Tampa Bay. They win outright, and they win outright convincingly. Am I crazy for putting plus 7.5 and over 40? I don't know. Maybe they found something last week. They have a running back, Tyler Batty, who I'd never heard of, had 70 yards. Could be the new guy for them, a new weapon for the Broncos. I'm playing the math here a little bit. If this is 6.5, I take the Jets. If it's 7.5, I take the Broncos, which tells you I'm not super confident in this one either way, which is why it's red. The Jets have had a long week. They played on Thursday. I do fear the backdoor cover, which is why I like the Broncos plus 7.5. But have they been tested? That's the real thing. Not that the Broncos are a test, but they got smoked by the Niners week 1. Then they played the Titans and the Pats, 2 teams who offensively are some of the worst in the NFL. And I'm not saying the Broncos are cream of the crop, but I just don't know if the Jets have seen a challenge. So, and when they have, they didn't look good. So that's why I lean Broncos. But again, it's a very small lean. Eagles and Buccaneers. I didn't know what to do with this one at all, which is why it's red. I'm going to take a risk here, and I think the public is going to be on the Eagles after the Eagles go on the road and win. And Tampa Bay it's smashed at home, and I think this may move to 3.5. I don't know that at all, but it's a possibility. I think the Eagles will move the ball well by running, and I think the Buccaneers will move the ball well by passing, and in the end, I'll take the passing over the running. Buccaneers plus 2.5, and the over would be my plays in this one. Cincinnati and Carolina. As I wrote here in the little scripted matchup box, this team puts the L's in LSU alumni. 3 losses, all close, but all losses regardless. Joe Burrow didn't even look good Monday night against the Commanders. So what does that tell you? The run game looked actually pretty promising with Chase Brown, not even really with Zach Moss, but with Chase Brown, and they still didn't lean on it. Yeah, he had some Burrow had some good throws to T. Higgins and to Jamar Chase, and Iavaskis, I believe is his name, something along those lines. Mike Gesicki was playing all right, but they're not doing it. They're not finding ways to do it. So I'll ride the Red Rocket in this one. Give me Andy Dalton and the Panthers plus 4.5 at home, but I will take the over. I think we could see points in this one. I'm going to take a quick drink. What I'm drinking today, I'll let you know after I take this sip. That's healing. All right. It is Trader Joe's winter wake-up tea that I have from last winter with a dollop of honey from the local farmer's market. I mean, Who else? Who else is bringing you color-coded content with 6-month-old hot tea on a Wednesday night? There ain't many. I mean, there ain't many. Jaguars and Texans, a divisional matchup. And right now, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars should be reaching out to Blake Bortles, see if he still has a Jags jersey, because what is Justin Herbert? That's not even his name. It's Trevor Lawrence, guys. I'm going to unplug my mic. I'm going to retire. I'm going to hang it up. I'm done. That should say Trevor Lawrence. He's so bad, I can't even remember his name. Okay, that's where we are right now. I'll take full responsibility. I get to the comments all the time. Do you even watch football? Do you even know what goes on? This guy's an idiot. This guy doesn't know a thing or two about the NFL. Not even one thing. Not even 0 things about the NFL. And this is, what are the haters going to say about this one? Guys, I'm sorry. I know who Trevor Lawrence is. The point is, Blake Bortles might be the guy. Okay, the Jaguars look awful. And that's a shock to me because I thought they would compete for the Texans for the AFC South. So far, not the case. I think this is a great bounce back spot though for the Texans, although they are battling some injuries. I like -6.5 for the Texans and the under because I just don't see the Jaguars scoring much in this one. Moving on to Sunday at 4:00, Commanders in Arizona, which I think could be a pretty entertaining game. A great win Monday for the Commanders. And this is a stat I saw, which is mind-blowing. Jaden Daniels has 2 games in his 3-game career where he has scored every single drive. Brady, Manning, Breeze, and Mahomes, all across their NFL careers, including playoffs, have only done this twice combined. What? Now, what does that mean? I don't know. Okay, it doesn't. I don't think it means that Jaden Daniels is a Hall of Famer already. First ballot, write him in now. Okay, but it means it means I'm impressed. At the very least, it means I'm impressed. Okay, so Cardinals, though, I think find a way to stop it. They looked really good in the second half on defense against the Lions. They couldn't come out with a win, but I do think the Lions' defense is good in ways that the Commanders' defense is not. I think this could be a big game for Kyler Murray in the passing offense. So I'll take a -3. I can see a 27-20 type game here. 50.5. I could definitely see it going over, but I think it's a lot of points, and I think the Cardinals do their part on defense, which is why I like the under. New England and San Francisco. I'll keep this one short. I think Drake May needs to start. I think Jacoby Brissett has had his time and has proven that he cannot do what he needs to do for this team to win games. I'll take San Francisco at that big number, -10. And you see it, the extra most bestest pick of the week, under 40.5. I don't know, unless San Francisco scores 40 points, how this goes over. The Patriots may not put up more than 6 points in this one. I don't love the number -10, but the Patriots may not score. All right, we got a matchup of Dumb and Dumber here. But I will take Dumb +2, and I will take the over 36.5. Neither of these teams have played a ton of defense this year, which confuses me as to why this total is so low. The Browns gave up 27 to the Giants and 27 to the Cowboys. The Raiders gave up 30 to the Panthers and 20-some to the Ravens and 20-some to the Chargers. I think both of these teams are in a spot where they need to get right, and both of these teams will come in, play hard, and play fast, and I think we get the over. So I hate the game, but I think there's an opportunity there for the over 36.5. Chiefs and what am I doing? Why does it say the Chiefs and the Falcons just played? Let me see if I have it correct somewhere. How did this even get in here? Okay, so the Chiefs, this is the picture from last week too. What? This is cursed. You know why? Because back here, I'm going to show you this, okay? Listen, I know I can edit these videos. I'm not doing it, okay? The Jaguars, I mix up and I say Herbert plays for them. You know who Herbert plays for? The Chargers. You know where the Chargers are? They're supposed to be right here, okay? I genuinely, you know what? I'm going to do this because we're back. I'm an idiot. The Chiefs play the Chargers. There it is. Okay. It's a short week for the Chiefs. I realize that. They played Sunday night. They have lots of traveling. The defense will keep grinding them to wins. That's my prediction, okay? Over 39.5. I like that side a little more than I like the spread here, but as crazy as it is, I do like the Chiefs to win. But I think the Chargers find a way to keep it close because the Chiefs haven't been blowing anyone out. They've been winning literally on last-second drives, either stopping them or achieving points. So I've seen this movie before, right? I think Herbert will play. It's a divisional matchup. I always say that. I know. I think this team gets back to the run-heavy offense, keeps the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, finds a way to grind out a loss, but one that covers the spread. Sunday Night Football. Excuse me. I had some chili this evening. Quite delicious. So a wife made the chili. What do you guys do with your chili? Put a little cheese on top tonight. My wife, super bizarre. I know I said to keep this video short. I'm going to go on a tangent here. She does a little peanut butter sandwich and will dip it into the chili, which I find repulsive, to be completely transparent. I think it's vile. Jif creamy peanut butter on some bread, dipped into chili. Must be a Midwest thing, but I'm a Midwest guy, and I didn't even know about it. I'd rather have noodles with my chili, crackers, keep the peanut butter away. Buffalo Bills, baby. My Super Bowl pick right now on my rankings video this week, plus 2.5. We got an underdog road team under a field goal for the fourth time this week, and I like the away team. Under 46.5 would also be my pick. I'm going to tail this team till the wheels fall off. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself because of the quality of opponents. Jacksonville, Miami, Arizona are not necessarily the cream of the crop in the NFL, but this will be a good test, and I think they get the job done. The Ravens were 0-2 until last week. Ooh, they beat Dallas, which I hate now. So, again, I'm just not convinced that the Ravens have enough to keep up with the Bills. 2 Monday Night Football games again this week. This is a matchup between dumber and dumber. Okay? Again, I hate this game. It's giving Cleveland and Las Vegas. But I'm confused a little bit. The Titans have looked better than the Dolphins have. The Dolphins, do have weapons, but so do the Titans. I mean, again, Pollard, Ridley, Hopkins, Tyler Boyd. Will Levis needs to find a little bit of a rhythm, but I think he can against this defense. So plus 1.5 is a green pick this week, and over 36.5. I think the Titans could put up 25, 28 points in this one. And actually, Will Levis played in a game late last year against Miami where he looked darn good at the stadium, darn good against this team, and they won outright. So I like it again. That would be my pick. And then finally, I'm just excited to watch this game. All right. I would love to have some confidence here. If this is 2.5, I'm taking the Lions. It's 3.5, so I'll take the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks defense is legit. They are a little bit banged up, though. So watch that. If this number does tick down, I would pick the Lions. I don't think it will. I'll also take the over 46. I think both of these teams could put up some points in this one. I don't really have any true, honest, good leans. These would be my picks if I had to pick. Tomorrow we're doing our touchdown picks video, and here's the deal, guys. Shame on you. 2 weeks in a row we had 2,000 views. First week we hit some great picks. We were up. Second week it was atrocious. And then nobody came back, or 1,000 people didn't come back. They said, forget this guy. One bad week and it's done. Is that how you guys treat somebody? Last week we hit quite a few. So, we called Jamar Chase first TD. We called Jamar Chase anytime TD. We had DeAndre Hopkins at plus 420. I mean, we hit some real gems. So tomorrow I hope to provide you with more gems. Regardless, I am trying to cook up something like this for every single matchup this week, and I hope to do that after I finish editing this video and putting this out. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. I hope you'll come by. I hope you'll watch all my content, and I hope you have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.